Once upon a time, there lived a hare. He was tall and handsome, with elegant long ears and a splendid coat. But what he was most proud of were his powerful legs. They were long and they were fast, and, as he would tell you himself, they were the fastest legs in the whole forest, the fastest legs in the whole country, and the whole world, and perhaps even in the entire galaxy. As you can see, he was exceedingly proud of his speedy lower extremities. Now, living in the forest, there were many wonderful animals: rabbits, chipmunks, mice, beavers, badgers, muskrats, woodchucks, stoats, porcupines, skunks, and foxes. Most of them had been very well brought up. They had been taught that it was impolite to brag. And quite frankly, while they had to admit that most of what Mr. Hare had to say about his legs was true, they were very tired of hearing all about it. "Oh, Mrs. Chipmunk, I just ran all the way to town and back in less time than it would have taken a professional marathon runner of comparable age and size. I've computed all the calculations. Would you like to see them?" asked the eager hare. "No, thank you, Mr. Hare. I have to finish my washing, dear," she replied. "Yesterday I jumped over the creek at Swallow's Nest. The river was swollen to the highest point it has been in 2 decades. Here, I've cut a clipping out of the newspaper. Would you like to read how remarkable my jump was, Mr. Badger?" "No, thanks. I'm busy reading the sports section at the moment, Mr. Hare," replied Badger. "Would you like to play hopscotch with us, Mr. Hare?" asked the 6 tiny porcupines. "Oh, no, my dears," answered Hare. "You just don't understand. Someone with legs like mine, $1,000,000 legs, just doesn't play games with small animals. These are competition legs. These are the legs of a champion." In fact, I'll have you know I've decided that what this forest needs is to have a marathon. I will invite everyone from miles around to come and compete. I will invite the press. Then I will win the grand prize and become exceedingly famous. I will become the local hero and probably a national tourist attraction. Animals will come from miles around to see me and my powerful, swift legs. So, what do you think? Great idea, hmm? So, Hare organized the marathon and invited all the animals to come and compete, or just to watch him win. But then a terrible thing happened. No one wanted to race against Hare. All of the animals in the valley and forest felt embarrassed. Imagine a race and no one competing. What would they do? They asked and they begged and they cajoled and even offered gifts, but no one wanted to race against Hare. And then a most remarkable thing happened. Tortoise took one step forward and said, "I will race. I will race against Hare." "But you can't," they all cried. "You will lose. You'll make a fool of yourself. There's no need for you to do this to your health." "But someone must race, and I am offering my services," said Tortoise modestly. And that is how the race between the tortoise and the hare began. Tortoise had been working out ever since that fateful day when he had volunteered to race. And, as you might expect, Hare had been jumping across Swallow's nest several times a day and offering interviews to the press. I, of course, do not have to think about such trivial matters as winning or losing. The race is in my back pocket, so I'm concentrating on my style and my technique, record-setting long jumps, awe-inspiring high jumps. Poor old Tortoise. His major concern is just making it to the starting line. To think that he, of all the animals, decided to represent them in this race leaves one quite speechless. Tut-tut. But better slow competition than no competition. Hare went on, boasting and bragging, and showing off his flashy new running shoes. And Tortoise kept on working out. A short walk here. And a short walk there. First to chipmunks, then to porcupines. Finally, he made it all the way to skunks and foxes. But it was slow going. He huffed and he puffed. And he soaked his sore and blistered feet. I do not expect to win, but I do plan to make a respectable showing. He confided to the Stoats one evening as he collapsed into his easy chair. I really shall be very happy when this is all over, and I can go back to reading and doing crossword puzzles. Even a little quiet, slow work in the garden would be nice. But mustn't think of that now. Ooh. My feet do hurt, but it will all be over soon. Finally, the day of the race came. The sun was pouring over the horizon, and the air was cool. Tortoise had a band-aid on each of his toes, and Hare had on yet another pair of running shoes. Of course, I have an advantage, Hare began with the press. Just look at my legs. They are $1 million legs. They are long and fast, probably the fastest in the whole. Suddenly, Tortoise appeared, and all of the reporters turned to him. Any comment, Mr. Tortoise, about this very unusual race? No, sirs, said Tortoise calmly. Do you honestly think that there's any chance that you might win, Mr. Tortoise? They all clamored. By all laws of probability, my dear fellows, I would have to say no. Tortoise shook his head. But we tortoises are slow and steady. We give it a good fight. Hare was holding his sides laughing. Ha ha ha! I thought that old slow and steady stuff went out years ago. Move up with the times, Mr. Tortoise. Are you certain that you still wish to subject yourself to this almost preordained humiliation? I said what I meant. I meant what I said. I will race, declared Tortoise. Hare's publicity campaign was so successful that even the pretzel vendor of Paris arrived at the starting line, selling his delicious pretzels and singing his famous song. I love selling pretzels on the Champs-Élysées. I always serve them hot, cause people like them that way. From Place de la Concorde to the Arc de Triomphe, when I'm selling pretzels, people never seem to get enough. Every Sunday afternoon, I'm at the Etoile. All my US customers say, gee, these are swell. When I'm selling pretzels on the Champs-Élysées, c'est le pied, c'est le pied, c'est le pied. The trumpets sounded, and they were off. Hare in a cloud of dust, Tortoise moving slowly down the road. Within sight of the starting line, Hare had done 3 cartwheels, 2 flips, and 1 long jump across the creek. Tortoise had barely made it to the bridge, but on he went. Go on, Tortoise, cried Skunk. You can do it, cried the Stoats. Hare was far out of view, but all of the animals continued to cheer Tortoise on. Don't worry, we will be at the next house with water. Anything you need, we will have it ready for you. Meanwhile, Hare had crossed the second bridge at Pig's Crossing, rounded Mulberry Hill, and was moving on toward Mrs. Chipmunk's house. Hare really wasn't tired, but he was tired of running with no one to brag to. He had also started out at a flying pace. Soon he was thinking, I'm getting just a bit hungry. Think the old stomach could use a little pick-me-up. Fortunately, he had just arrived at Beaver Creek, where Mrs. Beaver had recently opened a little restaurant with red and white checkered tablecloths in the French bistro style. Bonjour, Monsieur Hare, she cried. You are so far ahead in the race. Would you not like to try some of my delicious French onion soup? It will only take a petit moment. My dear madam, I know that I probably shouldn't. But it smells so delicious that I think I shall, Hare answered as he sat down at a small table. And perhaps a glass of good French red wine? Then Hare finished the soup and drank the wine. Splendide! Simply magnifique! Said Hare, waving his handkerchief, and off he went. Meanwhile, Tortoise continued on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tortoise counted every step. Pig's Crossing, Mulberry Hill, Mrs. Chipmunk's. Everyone cheered and shouted optimistically. Hare wasn't here so very long ago. Keep going, Tortoise. Slow and steady wins the race. Thank you, Tortoise puffed. You are all being most kind. Of course, Hare by this time had almost reached the finish line. The last landmark on the course was the bridge at Swallow's Nest. Swallow's Nest? But where are the photographers my agent invited? Cried Hare. This is the place for my most spectacular jump. This would be the shot of the race. Why are they not here? Perhaps they are down there by that silly old bridge. I'll just run down and tell them to come up here. This is where I plan to cross Swallow's Nest with a flying leap in a single bound and win the race. So Hare bounded down to the little bridge, but no one was there. He raced back to the wide gully at Swallow's Nest. Still, no one was there. I guess I've been too fast. I must be very early. I'll just lie down here and wait for them to come. They should be here shortly, and a quick 10-minute nap would be so nice after that delicious lunch. I expect they'll wake me up. So Hare lay down at the edge of Swallow's Nest in the lovely spring grass, and soon he was sound asleep. He dreamt about the photographers and his magnificent jump. He dreamt about his picture on the front page of the local newspaper. He dreamt of a victory party with French onion soup and good French wine. And Hare slept on and on. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, thank you, Mrs. Chipmunk. A little water, and I must continue on. No, thank you, Mr. Stoat. Just a cool towel for my brow, and I must be on my way. No, thank you, Mrs. Beaver. Just a little water. I can't rest yet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tortoise continued along the prescribed course. One, 2, 3, 4. Hare slept on. The sun was beginning to set, and the sky was turning orange as Tortoise approached the little old bridge at Swallow's Nest. Flash, flash, pop, flash at the cameras as Tortoise, head down and puffing, crossed the bridge. Any comment, Mr. Tortoise? Shouted all the reporters. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mumbled Tortoise. Then the finish line came into view. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. I began the race, and now it's done. Tortoise crossed the finish line. 4, 3, 2, 1. No, no! Shouted all the animals.
4, 3, 2, 1. Tortoise is the one who won.
Hare suddenly woke up. He couldn't believe his ears. 4, 3, 2, 1. Tortoise is the one who won. Hare took a wild flying leap. He crossed the bridge at Swallow's Nest and raced to the finish line. There's been a terrible mistake. I've been asleep for hours just on the other side of the finish line. I'm the fastest. I should have won. Hare complained. Slow and steady may be a bit old-fashioned, but it still works.
I will stay and see some